Hello and welcome to another video. I have an interesting tidbit of information today, as one of my clanmates, Pariah Davalis, was in a faction warfare match where he was placed up against Russ Bullock, the president of PGI. Another pilot within that match, CK16, asked him the following question. So about that Firemoth though, could really use that 20-ton filler, now with only 240 tons. And he's referring to the new drop deck limits for clans being recently reduced from 250 tons to 240 tons. A few seconds later in the match, Russ Bullock responds, "Yeah, it will happen." And this is really interesting. So what you saw there was the footage from that match to show that it is true. It is exactly what he said. And let's talk about why this is cool. So previously, there had been some concerns about the Firemoth. It's a 20-tonner, it's a very small clan light, but it can take MASC, and that's really interesting. We can see here its Sarna page, Firemoth Dasher, as it was known by the IS forces, primarily because it was so darn fast. I will zoom in a little bit here to make it easier for people who are on mobile or something to see, but it has a 20-ton mass with an XL, whereas a 200 engine. And if we pop over to the spreadsheet warrior, we can see it's at the very top right here. It's going to give it a speed of 162 kph without any bonuses. Speed tweak won't be there in the new system, but maybe there'll be some speed boosts as well. But under the current system, its speed tweak value would be 174.2 kph. But the real interesting thing is MASC. Yes, MASC can be installed on this thing. The sprint button, when you're already going 162 kph. This thing is going to be extremely fast. It's going to have a MASC Mark 1, and if we take the look at the last time MASC was updated, which is, which patch notes are these? Some kind of, I believe February, yes, February patch of this year. We head back down to the MASC information, Clan MASC Mark 1, speed boost increased to 20% from 10%. So, this 162 kph, what we do is we take that, as I do math in my head here, 162, not my head, I do it on my phone because I'm silly, 194.4 kph. Holy crap. And why this was a problem beforehand was there was always issues about the hit registration on this mech. Whether or not the host state rewind, which is the system that allows there to be ping differences between two different players, and for each of them to, like, if I shoot you and on my screen I hit you, but on your screen, because of the ping differences, you're already behind cover, it properly rewinds things and makes things fair. There was concern that because the Firemoth would be going way too fast, that system couldn't possibly keep up. So the fact that he says, yes, it will come, not that it could come or it might come, but that it will come, means that they're going to overcome that, or they feel the system is strong enough in order to handle it. So let's take a look at some preliminary thing about the Firemoth, because this thing is actually kind of a scary light. First off, we'll just flip back here to the spreadsheet warrior. It's going to have the locked equipment of the MASC, and that's going to be 1 ton. It also has 2 locked DHS. Because it has a 200 XL engine, it needs those 2 more in order to make up the 10 minimum limit for the mech. That is going to give it a pod space of 4.91 with Endo and the Pharaoh. And yeah, a little bit of armor shavings, you're going to have 5 tons of pod space. Not a terrible amount, but consider that the Arctic Cheetah only really has 8, and it does fine on its own as well, so it doesn't need a terrible amount of pod space. You're going to be able to equip a good amount of small lasers or small pulses on there and do a good work. Let's take a look at a couple of the variants here. Going down, there is the Prime variant, which of course we will get. They'll most likely do the same sort of package, so it'll be the Prime and 2 other variants, and then 2 reinforcements, and then a hero. And I'm going to suppose which variants would be included in that if they did make a package. The Prime has 2 energy hardpoints and 2 missile at base. Of course, these could always be inflated a little bit due to hardpoint inflation, but at base it's going to have 2 energy, 2 missile. Might be worthwhile to have a pair of SRMs and a couple small lasers or small pulse. The A configuration is not going to have as much damaging weapons because it's more of a scouter artillery spotter with tag, active probe, and a single streak SRM. The B replaces the ER medium lasers with medium pulse and gets machine guns. The C mounts dual LRM-5 missile racks as well as an AMS. So possibly if those LRM-5s are in different torso and arm sections, we'll be able to combine that with the Prime in order to do, say, 3 or 4 missile hardpoints. And those are the ones I think that we'll get the Prime. We'll probably get like the A and the B in the base package, and then the C with the missile option, and then the D, which has 5 ER medium lasers, which will give it 5 or more energy hardpoints, because it gets the 5 medium lasers and a flamer, so 6 energy hardpoints on the Delta. This will be our reinforcement package, and if we go down, there is actually a custom variant, the Althea, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, that has ECM. So this little guy will be able to mount a, like 5 ER small lasers and then an ECM, and it's going to be an amazingly fast and awesome little mech. It is going to be the Clan Locust. I wonder if I will hate it as much as I hate the Locust. I might be having too much fun driving it. But yeah, just a quick update, really interesting little piece of information. And when this comes in, if we look back here, the technical readout for 3050, it's going to be the last mech out of all of the first wave of the clan mechs. We have all of the assaults, and the heavies, and the mediums, and the lights, except the Firemoth. So once it's in, it's completed! Woo! We got all the clan mechs from 3050. But yeah, that'll be it. Thanks for watching, and good hunting.